Energy. Energy. It's all around us. We use energy every day. It surrounds us in different forms, such as light, heat, and electricity. Our bodies use the energy stored in molecules of substances like carbohydrates and proteins to move so that we can breathe, grow, and think. We also use energy to do work and to play. Humans have invented thousands of machines and appliances that use energy to make our work easier, to heat our homes, and to get ourselves from place to place. Some of these machines use electricity, while others, like automobiles, cars, use energy stored in substances such as gasoline. The two most common forms of energy we use are heat and electricity. Heat is the energy of moving particles in any substance. The faster the particles move, the warmer the substance is. Electricity is the energy of electrons moving along a conductor like a copper wire or anything like that. Most of the machines around us use either heat or electricity to do their work. A good example is an electric clothes dryer. I think most of us have those in our house. So the dryer uses an electric motor to turn the drum that tumbles the clothes inside. The same motor also turns a fan that blows hot air through the clothes as they tumble. And so a heating element creates a large amount of heat, which is used to actually dry the clothes more quickly. So besides heat and electricity, we use many other forms of energy every day of our lives. So things like by burning fossil fuels, oil, natural gas, gasoline, those sort of things. To do things like heating our homes, again, driving our cars, different machines that we have, even things like cooking. And we also use things like the light of the sun in order to light up workspaces, to do laser surgery, communication and advertising, such as lighted up signs, all that sort of stuff. So energy, it's really important that we're able to convert it from one form to another. This is important and useful because we rarely produce energy using the same device or in the same form as what is needed for the task at hand. So since energy is often produced, and also since energy is often produced at a great distance from where we're actually going to use it, we also have to think of how we are going to transmit it or move it from its source to where it is needed. This is done by wires in the case of electricity, or pipelines, or tanker trucks, or tanker ships in the case of oil or natural gas. Not all forms of energy can be easily stored for transport. For instance, light is impossible to store directly, so light from the sun. It has to be converted to some other form, such as chemical energy first. So again, the idea of stealing light from the sun and storing it in a battery, where we've converted it to chemical energy. Much of our energy supplies comes from coal, oil, natural gas, radioactive elements, that sort of stuff. So they are considered non-renewable because once they are removed from the ground and used, they are not immediately replaced. We can't get that back. In fact, the world's natural gas, crude oil, and coal deposits took millions of years to form. Uranium, which we use for nuclear energy, has a limited supply as well. So humans have already used up the vast majority of it, and we'll never get that back within our lifetime. And not our lifetime, but in human existence lifetime. So, renewable energy may be a better option. So renewable energy, on the other hand, quickly replaces itself and is usually available in a never-ending supply. Renewable energy comes from the natural flow of sunlight, wind, or water all around the earth. With help of special collectors, we can capture some of this energy and put it to use in our homes and businesses. And as long as sunlight, water, and wind continue to flow, and trees and other plants continue to grow, we have access to a ready supply of energy. There's all sorts of different kinds of renewable energy, and we'll get to those later in this unit. So, why is renewable energy important today? Why do we have to think of energy and to meet our needs, but also in how we're using it and how we're conserving it. Why are these sort of things important? Why are we studying them? Why should we care? Take note of this. It's in the assignment, okay? So why is renewable energy important today? For one, energy price stability. So in the last several years, we've seen huge fluctuations in the cost of things like natural gas, oil, electricity, due to global economies, not even just what's happening here in Canada, but what's going around all over the world. Things like political events, clashes between political parties and stuff like that, market deregulation, and all this sort of stuff around the world. Renewable energy is not subject to sharp changes in prices because it comes from sources such as sunshine, water, wind, all of which are free. This gives people greater certainty about the cost of energy, which is good for society and good for the economy. By comparison, fossil fuels are limited in their supply and their price will increase as they become scarcer. So if you guys think the cost of filling up your car right now is steep, think of it in another 5, 10 years, even if we get that long with fossil fuels. Okay, it's going to keep skyrocketing because there's not an abundant supply. Why is it also important? Clean air. So air pollution is a major problem in cities and rural areas all around the world. The biggest cause of air pollution is the burning of fossil fuels, including fuels used for transportation. So the Canadian federal government estimates that more than 16,000 Canadians die early every year from diseases caused by air pollution. Thousands more suffer from long-term sicknesses and disabilities, just like we learned about in the last unit. The great advantage of using renewable energy in place of fossil fuels is that it adds very little pollutants to the environment. Okay, we're creating cleaner energy, saving that air, not making that pollution, which is super important for our health and also for the environment. Why else renewable energy is important? To also protect our climate overall, our global climate. We have to agree that climate change is real. Okay, global warming is happening, and that's mostly the result of us burning fuels for energy. Okay, so if we continue to do that and continue to release carbon dioxide into our atmosphere, the Earth's temperatures are going to continue to rise, averages, and we're going to feel all those harmful effects that we studied in that first unit with climate change. Okay, so that's another reason why we need to look to greener alternatives. Another reason? Protecting our landscapes and watersheds. So some energy projects, particularly big coal mines, hydro dams, and oil and gas activities, lots of different ways to get them from the earth, can have a huge impact on the lands and on our water. Damage or loss of natural lands and watersheds is likely to affect humans and does affect humans and animals. For example, wilderness areas could be lost for when energy resources are extracted. Hydro dams flood large areas when the facilities are developed. And oil and gas and oil sands development can affect forests, disrupt animal movements and migrations, and create all sorts of water pollution in their big, huge tailing ponds and stuff like that. And we'll look at pictures so you guys can get a visual of what these sort of mining processes look like and what they do to the environment. On the other hand, solar energy can provide a continuous supply of energy, which is integrated directly into buildings, so that very little land has to be used just for the purpose of creating energy. It's also, again, important to note that renewable energies have unlimited supplies, will never run out. So while supplies such as coal, oil, gas are limited, sunshine, biomass, water are considered almost limitless resources. So if we developed things that use this type of energy, we're not going to have to reinvent things all the time to meet the needs of the people versus the energy types that we're using. Okay. And lastly, Renewable energy can be developed in such a way that every household or neighborhood could have its own renewable power generating equipment. This could create lots of jobs for people involved in setting up and maintaining this energy supply and in the manufacturing of this type of equipment. It is also more efficient to produce renewable energy in small amounts right where it's needed. The energy losses and equipment needed to transmit power over long distances can also be minimized this way. All positives. Okay. So I hope you were taking notes throughout that. And again, if you have questions, let me know.